Remember when people used to talk slower? Well, I do, and with that said, I'll really try to keep this under 4 minutes, so let's go! Replication, 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 replication. So replication is defined as the action of copying or reproducing something. Replication is an amazing tool for learning process and specifics. Now, I never went to school for what I do. I graduated from a university known for cooking in 2005 with a business degree. And usually the reason I'd cite for not going to design school would be, I didn't want to be taught my hobby. I wanted to explore what it was for myself. So I'm self-taught in a lot of aspects of design and programming, so replication was an awesome tool when it came to wanting to learn how the experts did what they did. The experts, as we'd love to call them, all have their trade secrets. Experts usually set the bar here, and we can usually get up to here when it comes to looking for resources to do the same thing. So we have the old 80-20 rule. So you'll take 20% of your time doing 80% of the work, but then you're spending the rest of that time learning how to add that polish. But before we move on, I am by no means advocating copying something and releasing it. You can apply these aspects to both coding and design, as I have found replication using either hat extremely helpful. So replication in this case is not copying and pasting. Brian, didn't you say in the definition? Yes, I know what I said in the definition, but that's not the point. If you're given a block of code or a set of values in Photoshop, don't just copy and paste it. When it comes to code, for instance, I retype everything. Do I waste a lot of time doing this? Certainly. This specific learning mechanism might be my own, but while I was in school, I found that writing my notes while the teacher was dictating them actually helped me remember them better. But my brain recorded it in such a way that when I needed to recall them, say for a test, I could actually hear the teacher in my brain telling me the answer. Now obviously you might think this is extremely ludicrous. Why not just save time? So when you're doing a copy pasta, you're just doing a Control-C and Control-V. You don't form an emotional connection with what you're working with, nor do you question anything that you're copying or pasting. Rather, if you type it, your brain takes a larger part in the process. So when it comes to code, you're not only gaining that muscle memory, but you're also reading and analyzing what the code does, which will help you both understand and relate to that code at a later date. Now when it comes to replication, close enough is not good enough. Now, here's a quick anecdote for you. I've been giving Photoshop talks and workshops occasionally for a good amount of time now. So in this exercise, I'd walk around and see what the students were doing. So what was surprising to me was the students' takes on replicating the button. You'd see things like this, and like this, which honestly aren't close enough. Well, you know, maybe I'm just expecting too much. But usually if you find yourself using the replication technique, then you're already out of your comfort zone. So if you're already this far, why not go all the way with it? The 80% time working on the final 20% of making your button look like my button is where all the learning happens. It's that trial and error to get that button looking just like the one that you want to replicate. So you will have succeeded if you can both understand the techniques that were required, and in the case of a visual replication, your attempt is indistinguishable from the original. The reason that we use replication is to learn new skills. It's not making one button look exactly like another button or one piece of code acting exactly like another piece of code. Again, if you just copy and paste, in either case, you've learned nothing. So once you've learned and then mastered these new skills, it's then time to make them your own by tweaking bits and pieces to fit your style, whether that's a visual style or a coding style. What discourages a lot of people from learning to design or learning to program is the gap between your current skill and where you want to be. So you'll feel like it's a waste of time and you automatically get discouraged and not want to finish. Replication is hard, and the gap between the skill that you have and the skill required to replicate can be daunting. But really, it's just a matter of perseverance. By replicating, you not only learn skills, you also learn a lot about yourself, your learning style. What things do you actually want to pursue, and gain the motivation in order to learn the skills required to get to your end. Replication is just one helpful tool in a vast arsenal of weaponry when it comes to learning. It's something that has helped me over the years, and it's really something that I hope will help you in the years to come. And with that, I'll see you next time.